This is Jesse the Body Ventura. Well, I'll tell you what. Times have been tough, no doubt about it. Tough on all of us. But you know what? So be it. It's the season now to look, smile, and love each other. And there at the Workers Club, you're doing just that. The Workers Club. I love the name.
I have to find out next week if I have cancer again. So.
Oh, and I was recording.
That's fine. No, we can open with that. But,
I was like, oh, and okay. Oh,
yeah, no, it was awesome. When I was in the ER, they were like, yeah, you've got some inflammation going on in your lymph nodes. We're going to have the oncologist call you and get something scheduled for next week. So, I'm like, cool.
There you go, Colin. Stop bothering me.
Yeah. So for anyone who's blaming about this coming out late, fuck you, I might be dying. So.
God. Colin's like, what the fuck? Well, we're gonna do Hogan's book. That'll make you feel better, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's
why is there sorry? Why? I'm watching this, so I'm part of the problem. But there is a 2-hour pre-show for a 4-card.
Well, yeah. I'm saying that the Rumbles are going to be really long.
As long as Pete Rosenberg and Sam Roberts are at it, it'll fly by.
Oh, they saved them for probably the second hour. When the big guns. So right now we've got a Biggie.
It's already annoying. These Paul Levesque 4-match, 5-match cards that last 4 hours are tough. 3 to 4 hours.
Well, listen, you're lucky I'm even watching, the PLEs. It's mostly just out of boredom and kind of filling time, like we were talking about, before we got on, about just watching bullshit.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I would like to see more people. It'd be nice to, and out of your 4, you're giving me a DIY mat?
It's the bucket thing. That's what those guys talked about. You have too many people on the show, they're going to start cashing in. Collecting checks.
Yeah, is that really what the
that was their theory, that
is that you keep a couple big names and then you kind of keep everyone else.
Yes, you make sure the correct mouths are fed. There. Yes.
How much do you think Modi City machine guns are pulling down on their contract? It can't be more than $200K, right?
Yeah, they're bucket. That's so now I wish I remembered more of that conversation that those guys, the model guys, were having with Maven about pay. And he was flabbergasted because back in his day, he would tell you everybody worked. Everybody was getting a cut of the house and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone,
and they
Vince
were just
feel like everybody had a spot on Mania for the most part.
Yeah. And then they were just like, no, we have a bucket system, and you fill your bucket, and then you start getting more money once your bucket's full, but they don't book anybody, so nobody's bucket ever gets. It's like a bucket of dates or appearances, essentially.
Right. And you don't go over it till it's met, right?
Yeah, and then
it's
you can
here's
start
your
getting
base, $250K for 150
and then we
dates.
Your downside.
And if you never meet 150 dates, you never make more than that. That's your
wow.
Well, remember that Stevie Richards video where he was losing money somehow?
Stevie Richards is a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
But
poor guy. He's just trying to. What does he do to his face on those thumbnails? Why is he filtering his face? He's a good-looking guy. Okay, Workers Club. Larry, Gus, Wilson. We're going to do Hollywood Hulk Hogan, published when 2003. Ghost written by Michael J. Friedman, who we looked up, and he's mostly his main source of income. I mean, he's old now. He's quite old. What is he? He's like 55. He's 69 years old. He mostly writes Star Trek novels. He does IP, sci-fi, some comic book stuff. So this is him. He gets the call from whoever's agent. They're like, "You want to listen to, I guess, audio tapes?"
Hey,
I
you're
can't
great
imagine
at writing, fantasy. You want to write a book?
I can't imagine. I mean, is this just to pay a bill? Like, if his income is like he's getting regular work to write, or was it kind of like a dead spot in the Star Trek lore? And he was like, "I gotta get some money in. I'll do it." Because I don't see any other. It's not even listed on a lot of his stuff. It's just listed on one publishing site that's like, yeah, he also wrote Hogan's autobiography.
Yeah, they didn't give much lip service to those Ghost Rider guys. Like in the promo of the book, you think you'd at least have like a.
It's also very tiny too on the cover.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, usually famous Ghost Riders will be interviewed themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not Ghost Riders, but co-authors.
I'd like to know if you met him. I mean, we could probably, honestly, we could get him. And I have a compliment for him. It does read like you're just listening to like a shoot video interview with Hogan.
Yeah.
I marked all the anyways and of courses and
it's an oral history of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, off his memory. A lot of in the childhoods, the few pages devoted to his childhood, the sentences start off, "What I can remember." Well, you can see him like searching. But it has all his verbal tics. Not quite as bad as Russo, where he's trying to convince you that he's telling the truth. But I noticed that Hogan will say "in fact" or "the funny thing about that." He's he's getting you to be like, this is. There was only one story in particular where I was like, I'm gonna have to ask if this is true, because then he was doing like, now you might be thinking that might not be true. Well, let me give you some more detail as to why this actually happened. Do you guys want to do? I got some reviews.
Yeah, hit us with
This is again.
Because I can't imagine there's any positives unless they're just really casual.
I don't think we have yet to do one book that isn't well reviewed. Like, the wrestling Amazon fans love most all of the books. They're always very well reviewed. It's like such a low bar that they have to hit. I found though some that
think about the percentage of wrestling fans that are capable of reading a book. We're already small sample size.
Yeah.
I know. I often think, we've talked about it. Who's listening to this? Like, they like to read. They also understand that wrestling is dumb. Yeah. I feel like, by the way, we like wrestling, right? I was thinking about that the other day.
No,
I was
absolutely.
like, am I a hater? Am I a hater? No, I like wrestling. Good wrestling.
So I was going to say, when it's done right, and you're just searching for that moment until that.
I'm not going to pretend modern. And I hate using the word modern, but I'm not going to force myself to say what is presently in front of me is awesome if it's not.
And then when you show people something that you think is good, you're like, "This is wrestling." They still think it's stupid. It's you're never winning any battle.
Oh, I gave up on trying to convince anyone that this is a worthwhile
thing.
I learned that lesson 20 years ago.
Well, it's also see now, and I was thinking about this because sometimes I'll think about comic books, and a lot of people have, "Oh, this comic book is the greatest written thing you've ever. You got to read these comic books," and they're okay. It's just compared to I find a lot of comic book writing is just really tough, bad. It's not good. And so I think just, what do you call that? The wide chasm between okay makes it look crazy good. So then with wrestling, it's so dumb majority of the time that the few things that you don't make you feel terribly embarrassed seem like, well, genius. Chef Paul is cooking again.
Yeah. Hunter herd harassment.
Hey, don't rain on the road. Don't rain on the road.
Yeah, so I saw that in one of the threads. That one popped me good. That was
Don't rain on the Rumble Parade now. Come on. It's the Royal Rumble.
Listen, I've worked in commercial buildings. I know how floor plans work.
Oh, my Lord. Seeing those comments.
If SRS asks a question today, I'm taking credit for it because I was prodding him today. I said, I hope someone asks him about this. I said, I hope there's a real journalist there that will ask the hard questions.
Yeah. Will he read this?
No, I'm more excited for the potential press conference if they've got the balls to do it than anything at this point.
Okay.
Give me a 4-hour press conference, you cowards.
Let's talk about Michael Hayes and his dating history. And did he, it says, the material was requested to be made. Does Vince just can someone ask Michael Hayes, did Vince do this a lot? This seems like some established relationship.
I'll be honest, her verbiage in those videos wasn't very interesting or arousing.
What?
And they had like the captions of what she was just like, "Hey guys, I hope you like the photos." I'm like, "Oh,
okay, yeah.
Real sexy talk." Like,
God, could you imagine getting like text messages of your boss's like side piece? Like,
oh, of course.
I don't know. Like, I'm at a point in my age where I'm like, I don't, where I'm just like, oh, cool, nudes. That's fun, I guess. Like,
no, listen. Payne and Cruz, these are the kind of guys who like to show you what's going on in their bedroom. I'm not the guy who's checking out your girlfriend's nudes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I've never been in a situation where a coworker has sent me like...
Oh, yeah. Well, because my boss would see hookers. He'd be like, look at their back page photos. And they're like these horrible, ugly, nude selfies. It's like, all right.
Well, but was that him trying to play it off as hot, or like, oh my god, look at this, like...
No, he's into it. Oh, yeah, he's...
Oh, man, that is... Okay.
No, I used to work with a guy that used Perfect 10 magazines as his armrest in his car. Like, he had them stacked up between the two front seats.
Man, it becomes more and more apparent every time we use this. I'm not a blue-collar guy. I'm the white-collar representative.
And... you flip through him during the red lights, He claimed that his wife was a model, and I was like, okay. And but he would talk a lot about Perfect 10, and that's the perfect type of. Yeah, there's just guys that are kind of like so what would you call that? Like on one-on-ones, there's like kind of sexually aggressive. I don't know, like a little TMI, a little on that. Somebody talked to Michael Hayes, though, today and say, hey, did you guys do this a lot? Was this a Vince thing? It seems like it's a Vince thing to he's one of those guys.
He's put on, like, administrative leave or is on a leave of absence or something. Like,
he is.
Yeah.
And so was Bruce. Bruce, again, escapes unscathed. You think Bruce is part of the crew that in the 20s tried to show 20 crew members?
Absolutely, Bruce is included on those text messages. Those cancer payments, like, for the wife aren't free. That's...
Bruce. Oh, Bruce, Michael. What match is Michael agenting tonight? I need to know. Is he agenting the Rumble? Scott or Sean Ross, get back to me. I need to know. I love those. So-and-so Abyss agent in the match. Oh, cool.
Or the segment. I like it's when it's just a segment.
Jason Jordan's working with the women.
Yeah. Abyss told Chad Gable to slow down. Cool. All right.
Robert Roode is being groomed to
yes,
Jason Jordan.
Road Dog Jesse James is always waiting by that phone who's in power? Am I in? Am I out?
Yeah.
I can't wait to travel to tell people they're winning or losing and then walking away. You're winning 6 minutes. Okay, thanks. How much? Man, they get paid so much.
Oh my God! Sorry, they've got Triple H, and it says on his title, 2025 Hall of Fame inductee.
It's very cool.
Yeah, no, he's a really humble guy.
It's too bad.
They show him on a fucking golf cart. He's in the back of Lucas Oil Stadium. Stephanie's behind him. This is fucking wonderful.
Oh God, they're bringing her back slowly but surely. She's trickling in.
Oh yeah. But like, God, like, come on, you can't claim you're sorry. We're not gonna get to this book. I keep ranting, but you can't claim to be a humble guy and then put yourself like in this, not even on the spotlight, but we don't need to see you on camera, man. Like,
no,
do your goddamn job from your conference room office that apparently you can't hear people being raped from.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. Well, there's a lot of Reddit. What would you call them? Yeah, Reddit architects. Saw a lot of that today. Well, you know, I looked at a lot of office managers. Yeah, people that I even saw one that was like, I've been privy to when they were building an office.
Saw him.
And I was like, this is like a third degree. Like, and then he was like, I would. Yeah.
He said there were many changes, right?
Yeah, that was, I think, the one where he said, you know, and there's so many changes, I just assume that they're just approving it and they're not even looking at it. And I was like, okay, why do these people need to be innocent?
Exactly. That's what that's really like
why are people like going out there taking a knee, putting the shield up? Nick Khan.
Like if there was like 1% of like the innuendo and rumor around my dad and like people were saying that, I'd be like, well, my dad's a piece of shit. That sucks. Like I can't imagine like doing the mental math to like figuring out every possible scenario where these people couldn't have known. Like,
dude,
what does it matter? Like, this shit's gonna go on anyways. Like, even if Triple H like was participating, like, it's $1 billion global company. Like, it's gonna just keep marching forward. You're fine, man.
Yes. No, it's got to be Paul. I like NXT. He's got to be in charge, even though it's a culture thing, really, over there. Nobody ever brings that
ever happened in Florida, right?
Yeah, nobody ever brings that up. That was man, when the person was like, he in that office, he was mostly just watching people down in NXT on his TV monitors in there. I was like, yeah, where they were getting abused, and then
you think they were like shaking off the wall as acts of carnal things were going on?
He's dying. It's blipping out on him because it's messing with the cords. And he's like, oh. He keeps turning up the volume on all 6 TVs louder and louder.
Well, he's got a Tupperware full of chicken in front of him.
But why would you want to know about the sex life of your father-in-law? You know, it's not like you've got children that spend time with him.
Yeah. Anyway. In that video where Stephanie is talking, and they're talking about surprising him for the Hall of Fame, and she goes, just recently I've really gotten bad about keeping secrets. I was like, oh. It developed just recently. That's too bad. All right, we can do this. Reviews. Here we go. Well, I found a 3-star one. Now let's see. By Good, Bad, and Ugly. And I was like, 3 stars. So not great, not bad. Hulk Hogan Tells All, and they read this 10 years. It was 2013. Fun book to read, although some chapters are only 3 pages long. Plenty of good pro wrestling action pictures. People that like the pretty pictures, that's always funny. Hulk tells some great stories concerning the people he has come in contact with over the years. One in particular about his friend, was it Louis Tillet? Tillet? I don't know. I'm not, he's a historical figure. He comes up. You guys aren't familiar enough with him. You guys are supposed to. This is my blind spot. He ran the Pensacola, Alabama territory. Dining at McDonald's restaurant is a hoot. If it's the story I think it is, that's not a hoot. It's like a sentence, but it's also not a hoot. Hulk lays it on the line. No holds barred. No pun intended. Hulk has close friends and then associates who he thought were friends, who repeatedly stabbed him in the back. Hulk suspects jealousy as the culprit. I never realized how many movies Hulk was a part of. I'm reading this, I'm going, oh my, this book sounds great. Okay. For this reason, Hulk was borderline burnout for a good part of his career. Today, Hulk would make a hell of a promoter. His original storylines made millions for the company. One of Hulk's big mistakes was his use of steroids, and he makes no bones about it. If you're looking for a down-to-earth pro wrestling tell-all book, this book is for you.
Wow.
I found something he gave 1 star to this guy, Good, Bad, and Ugly. Maybe this is why I took it. He gave it for Copper Tone Limited Edition Ultra Guard Sunscreen, SPF 50.
Great.
1 star. Poor Lowton won't absorb. Lotion was terrible. When you rub in on, when you rub in on, the white color won't absorb into the skin. Tried to return it, but no returns. Now I am stuck with it.
Well, yeah, dude, it's open sunscreen, and all you're saying is that
Standing at
you're
the
using it wrong somehow, which is
just
an amazing feat in itself.
At the register, this won't rub in.
Can you try
Here.
rubbing it in? Yeah, he comes up to the customer service counter and is asking like the 55-year-old, 2-pack-a-day smoker, like, can you help me with my sunscreen?
It stays white. He's just gobbing it on. They're like, yeah, no wonder it's not rubbing in. Just Rodney M. Brown, 5 stars. Better in the ring than managing the female relations in.
Ooh.
That's his review. My man, the Hulkster. Better in the ring than managing the female relations in his life.
Oh my God! So they've got a Topps card tie-in. Michael Cole is opening Topps playing cards.
And he pulled aside
Wow.
CM Punk.
He did, yeah.
Wow. Holy mackerel. Rodney and Brown gave Da Vinci's Demon Season 1 1 star. Boring, too slow moving, anticlimactic, and predictable. Okay, now what I also noticed in the Hulk Hogan, there's a lot of foreign reviews. So here's Commissario Morosini, 5 stars. Hulkamania is running wild. Sensationale, libro dello più grande stella del mondo del wrestling americano, libro ben fatto, cantanti capitoli e arricchito da tantissimi foto in B/N. Non delegra ma semplicata dovore emancapa per un vero appassionato e collegionista di wrestling. Tapia prefagione cara de grandissimi Luca Franchini di Macabosa. Sonano Publicata? Altre? Libre?
Is that the woman that Bret Hart married in 2005? The Italian woman?
Yes. Okay. He just wanted to know sensational book of the world's greatest star of American wrestling. Book well done, with many chapters, enriched by lots of photos, not to be read, but simply to be devoured. See, he's Italian. Unmissable.
If McAfee got hit by a car and then dragged for like 7 miles, I would just be like, how about that? Sorry. I'm looking at him on my...
What are you, Gilly? Sorry.
You just need to apologize. No, this is going to be like a shit show of random Royal Rumble thoughts and trying to get Hulk Hogan going.
I didn't even think about the Indianapolis tie-in.
The what tie-in?
McAfee. He played for the Colts.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He's going to be obnoxious tonight. I mean, more so.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Let's get into the book, Wilson.
Oh, you don't hear about one guy that gave 5. You don't want to hear about one guy that gave 5 stars to underwear.
That's
okay.
So, sure shoe, unfortunate fluff.
It's not as good as the guy who bought the 5 pounds of jelly beans or whatever it was we found, and he gave him a horrible review.
I am Dynamic Dave Goldberg. You don't want to hear about what he gave it?
No.
And he has. He gave a Fozzy CD 5 stars.
Right.
cool. Arrest him.
We begin, of course, with the dedication to my mother and father who put up with my irrational decision to be a wrestler 25 years ago, to my beautiful wife Linda, who has put up with 2 decades worth of emotional highs and lows, and to my kids Brooke and Nicholas for treating me like a normal dad when I've been anything but normal.
It's rough when you are dedicating your book to your wife and you feel the need to include the emotional lows as part of the...
Always when you do, it's, you bring up the lows.
And you just do, like, for your continued support, for being, like, the rock of the family, for, raising my 2 wonderful kids while I'm,
He's traveling. He's bringing home the bacon. A Rock in a Hard Place, Chapter 1. And he does what every book. You have to do this book now. If you've written a book post Rock becoming famous, you need to, which would be starting in 2004. Any book after 2004, they got to say, it was, well, this is 2003. And he goes, against a guy called The Rock. It was already preordained. And he's talking about we're starting off at WrestleMania. What was it? WrestleMania
18.
X8. Yep.
Yeah.
No, X8. That's how it was promoted. Correct. Yeah. So he goes, yeah, if I was just asked to strut around, and walk around like I own the place, that would have been a piece of cake. But he is supposed to lose this match, and he's supposed to do it in a way that made even bigger stars of both of us. And I wrote Rock and Hogan need to be bigger stars. This match is going to make them even bigger.
I mean, I kind of get that, though. Like, Hulk Hogan was, like, the man for, like, how many years? It is kind of a big passing the torch. Yeah,
He doesn't get that title run after this without this match.
Does he? But do they become bigger? Or they become larger than life? More so than they already were?
Yeah, I think that match did something to create. Also, it did quite a bit to rehab Hulk Hogan's image because, I mean, coming out of WCW, him more so than Russo, I think, got flack for killing WCW. It was always the thing of Hogan not wanting to play ball and holding the guys down. So yeah, no, I'm actually with Hulk Hogan.
Right. Point Hogan.
Yeah,
and he says that this would be a lot harder for me, a lot more complicated, a lot more demanding of his skills as a wrestler and an entertainer than anything he'd done before. They're not just in there wrestling two guys, for a piece of leather with a buckle on it. This is their shot at immortality. Nobody had ever had an opportunity exactly like this one in the whole long history of wrestling, and maybe no one ever would again. Point Hogan, or now he's off. He pulled you in with.
I don't know. Like what would be the closest? What would be the closest match? Like it would be like. It would involve Hogan today somehow. Still,
nobody
it would
had
be
an opportunity. So yeah, nobody had ever had an opportunity to put on a dream match. Is that what he's saying?
And that was the first of that kind of generational one. I mean, I mean, it's small potatoes, but fucking, Flair did an early series against Buddy Rogers.
Well, there you go. And maybe no one ever would again.
It sets the table for the blueprint of, Cena, Rock.
Well, our most recent ones. Are you ready for the most recent ones?
Sure.
Kevin Owens, Austin.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's just like Hogan Rock.
Yeah. Not quite.
Next day. Okay, what about this one? Cody Rhodes.
Nope.
And Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and The Rock.
No.
Because I was going to say Cody Rhodes and The Rock. No. They didn't do that.
This is a tough one. Do you think The Rock at his height? Listen, I'm going to sound like an idiot for saying this out loud, but because just the box office receipts alone. But who's the bigger deal at the height of their popularity, The Rock or Hogan? Because Hulk permeated the culture in such a way that.
Here's my cheat answer. Do you consider The Rock as big as Austin was back then? Because Dave will always tell people, and it'll make them mad that Austin drew more and made more money in the 3 years than Hogan did his entire run or whatever, and that for whatever reason upsets people. So I was just going to say, okay, so parallel to that then was The Rock, but was he selling out, more arenas, making more?
No, if we're considering it just wrestling too, Austin Hogan would have been, good Lord, if we ever had that, if we would have had that instead, oh my God. Austin talking trash on Hogan and just blood and
we did get that in a 6-man match.
Did we?
On Raw. I think that's when they finally locked up.
That doesn't count.
A minute. Not even a minute. The one guy Irish whipped another guy. Immortality is great, but you got to get the respect. And I did right. Who's reading this Hogan book and just nodding along and like,
Our Italian friend.
Yeah, the Italian guy. Commissaro? The hardest person to get respect from? Myself.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
I'm always asking myself, what have you done for me lately? You ever ask yourself that?
No.
So he's pacing in the long, curving corridor like a lion in a cage, and he answers himself, not much. So 2 years ago, I left another organization under a black cloud. Russo.
It's so funny that, like, at this point in time, like, you can't even say WCW in a book.
Yeah. Basically, I was kicked out on my ass. Well, I never wrestled again for them. I never wrestled for them again, and I was a has-been. They had me doubting myself. I was 48 years old. Russo's thinking, what an old fogey. 3 knee surgeries over the past year and a half. They replaced the knee joint altogether. But what they had said about him in public had me dragging me down like a boulder hanging from my damn neck. So he doesn't want to be the guy who wrestled until he was washed up. He wants to be the guy that wrestled longer than anybody and also went out on top. Is that what ended up happening with Hogan?
Just like those TNA matches.
Did he?
I mean, ending your career in... Oh, I guess that Hogan run in TNA is part of WWE canon now. So, but no, that's not going out on top.
No. Sitting at his karaoke bar, eating spaghetti or mac or whatever he's eating, the shrimp Alfredo.
Yeah, we got Steve. He's got a boatman for sure off the bay.
I don't know. I don't think I would want that, but so his knees not. He's got before this match. His knees hurting him. That's not the only thing though. He'd just gotten over 103-degree fever. Damn near killed me. It landed him in a Florida emergency room. So he's also got. So what do we got here? He also says he's got 2 cracked ribs, and they had not healed. But he wasn't going to let that weak crap keep me from wrestling. Quote, I told myself, quote, save the drama for your mama. There's 70,000 people out there waiting to see you face The Rock. A fever doesn't mean a thing. Cracked ribs don't mean a thing. You've got a job to do. Go out there and do it. He told himself.
We're disputing Hogan's inner monologue. But it's understandable.
He told himself, save the drama. I just like the quotes.
Save the drama for your mama, dude.
That's what we say down in Tampa.
So he's hyping himself. He goes, I was wearing black and white, the colors of the New World Order. And this is, I just like that Hogan has put down what he thinks the NWO is in writing. A gang of street cool or renegade wrestlers. Street cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he saw Nash in the Fubo.
Yeah. Well, then he goes, so after he just says, we were a gang of street cool renegade wrestlers. I'm wearing a matching feather boa and sunglasses.
For bringing up Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
I still am laughing. The wife loves it. That fucking tweet where he sunned the guy about the green energy jobs, and he said his cock was used as the face of a windmill.
That's great social media game. Like, what do you?
There's no comeback.
Yeah, I'm the green energy. Use my cock as a face of a windmill.
It's sophomore. It's short.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Okay. I knew a bunch of other wrestlers thought I was going to fall flat on my face out there. So he wants to show them and show himself. Well, Vince McMahon, the guy who runs the company, came over to join me. And Hogan says that on the day of WrestleMania X8, he looked at Vince and he said, "Everybody screws with me, brother. My wife makes me work hard. My kids make me crazy. The government screws with me." See, starting then. The IRS screws with me. And sometimes he's not even in the building, Terry. Sometimes even you screw with me, Vince. But out there, that's my damn house. And nobody can mess with me. Now I'm going out there to collect my money. I'll see you when I'm done. Vince, he looked at me like, huh? Huh? And as soon as I said it, I regretted it, and I wanted to take it back. And he's now in this split second after he's now walking away from Vince, he's instead I sounded like an ass. All of a sudden, my music started. And he's thinking...
All of a sudden, my music started. Wasn't, cued. There was no...
He's shocked. He starts looking all around.
Oh no! Oh, no.
And now he's thinking, as his music plays, he's going, "Way to go, brother. If you had a ton of pressure on you before, you've got 2 tons now." And then he keeps thinking about these people that keep waiting for him to slip on a banana peel just so they can say, "We told you so. He's too old. He's too crippled. He's too bald-headed. He doesn't have it anymore." And I wrote, "Too bald?"
Yeah, that was always the knock against Hogan. I mean,
"We told you he was too bald to headline."
Zamir has Hulk gotten balder. This is too much.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It's something that I think there's stories that Hogan is self-conscious about it. I mean, obviously, he wears a fucking bandana into court.
I know, but
why? He doesn't think... I don't know.
He's been bald for so long. You think he would have had time.
There was like an 80s director for Coliseum or something, and they were told not to focus on Hogan's bald spot. And it's like, he's bald. There's no spot.
Not? Yeah. He's just bald with these stringy...
Is that why is he a guy that as it became string, which was so early on in his life?
It was not good.
That he was like, well, yeah, and that he was like, this is better than that's why he's sensitive, because he remembers those quote unquote glory days of hair. Yeah. I would just be like, it's the same thing to me. But maybe he savored those few strands. Now
Champ needs to dye his beard.
Let's see. Now he's thinking as he's making his way down to the ring, "God, I'm such an idiot. Now I'd really better not screw up." Okay, growing up, chapter 2.
Oh, boy.
This is an odd way to get to... this is real for... I'm sorry, Michael Jan. I said I was going to compliment you that you did a good job making it in his voice and all that. This is really clunky. My mom and dad met about as far away from the Toronto Sky Dome, because he's reminiscing about X8. Well, just his mom and dad met about as far away you can get from the Sky Dome, down in Central America, in the Panama Canal Zone. I don't know. I mean, just start out with my mom and dad. I don't why do you even have to
juxtapose the two odd settings?
Yeah, it's
I don't rough.
I would strike a red line through that. Not necessary.
So let's see. Oh, I did write Panama Canal Impact Zone. Okay. Panama to work as a pipe fitter. So that's what his dad is. Pete Bolea is a pipe fitter.
Yeah, he is.
And Ruth, his mom, was a secretary working for the Navy. She'd been married before and had a son named Kenneth Wheeler. He's
I gotta
13 or
talk to this guy. Hulk's.
I tried to find. You can't find much on Kenneth there. Oh, Larry's keys are tapping. Finally, someone to stalk. It's chapter 2. She been married before. Okay, so Kenneth, he's 13 or 14 years older, and that's that thing where I just it's one of them. Can't be all of them. I was closer with my brother Alan, who was my full brother and only 7 or 8 years older than me. Let's see. Our family lived in Augusta, Georgia. They have a baby picture of him. He was born August 11th, 1953. About 9 months later, we all moved to Tampa. And it's a small... He thinks of Tampa as back in those days a small town. And he does the old, we would play out all night or until the streetlights came on and we'd run home for supper. That also, it's very Americana in his mind. And he says, by the way, every ethnic group was represented. Now, had he had any, this is 2003.
Nothing
yet. In this book, a couple times he's like, just so you know. I was like, that's odd to be like put like the way he starts wording things.
No, he's getting out ahead of it.
I think
he knows.
You think he knows that at some point somebody might accuse him? Somebody has in his life accused him, so he's just like, by the way.
No, I don't think Hogan... I was going to bring up, I thought there might have been a racial element to the Bash at the Beach thing, and Booker T and Russo and Hogan, but I think that was more the company because of the racial suit.
Well, I like that he also puts every ethnic group was represented. Not every race, but not every ethnic group was represented.
People of Latin extraction, the Jews.
Yeah. Well, he says Italian. He has his list. Italian Americans.
Yeah.
I don't know how ethnic Hogan. That's ethnic to Hulk Hogan.
Well,
and Italian American.
To me.
If you have your own neighborhood, it's ethnic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
his name's Bolea. Isn't he Italian?
Yeah, but he knows that he's a persecuted group in America, so he knows.
Oh, there you go. Puerto Rican Americans, Irish Americans.
Are Puerto Ricans not Americans?
What a sandwich this is! Italian, Puerto Rican, Irish. All across the board. And I was like, I feel like the big one that you would bring up, the major. My dad worked for Cohn Brothers. It's laying storm drains for all the major malls. He wasn't. He wasn't especially big. 5'11", maybe 210, 220. Just in that range.
I could kick his ass.
I've often eyeballed my dad's weight.
I couldn't even
eyeballed my dad's weight. It is out of massive concern.
I can't even picture what that looks like. He could have said 280. I would have been like, I think that's large, right?
5'11",
what's
210?
Yeah, it's a good sized dude. Like, yeah.
It's 2 inches and 50 pounds heavier than me.
Hogan is it's the baldness and the size. He does bring up size quite a bit. About I was towering over this guy. I'm doing this. I was like, oh, he's...
Is that a thing like taller or bigger people do? Like constantly size people up and think if they can...
I'd be more scared of an angry bird swooping down on my head, picking me out, grabbing me, carrying me away. Hanover, New Hampshire is where he grew up.
Pete.
I thought about Paul going, need anything else? Sorry. It was my grandfather. Okay, so his grandfather, who really fascinated me. His grandfather was a farmer, a big guy with real big hands. He had a picture of a rock that he'd once picked up And Hogan thinks that thing had to weigh 600, maybe more pounds. Just a superhuman feat.
Okay.
And man, a picture of a big old rock. Maybe it was just a normal rock, but it was a close-up. And so then Hogan is just thinking that, and then his grandpa was messing with him once and was like, yeah, that's a rock I picked up.
This is such a slog. I just want to get the
record.
Okay, his grandfather was cutting wheat and corn, tending to cattle, a lot of cattle, and a lot of milking machines. What?
Was he cutting the chaff of the... Isn't that a term? Separating it from the chaff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
record rock lift
is
real quick. The largest record rock lift set in 2020. So we're talking with, best drugs, training.
How big was the rock? 600 pounds?
602.
He knew. It must have been true. It's the standard issue licensed 600-pound rock.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of milking machines in his barn. I remember that. That's right. I remember that. That's where I was like, oh, is he just recounting? And his eyes are closed. And Michael Jan Friedman's jotting it down. Okay, I'll bring up the milking machines. I'm not sure why my dad left New Hampshire. I never asked him. Okay. Sometimes the guy's in the hole. Oh, so his dad lays down the holes, right? He's got the hole, and he's going to put the drain or the pipe in, and he's in there. And the way Hogan writes, it's like a large, large hole. And everyone's kind of standing around, and they're down there. They're looking down on him. Sometimes the guys in the hole were assholes who were lazy or didn't know what they were doing. And so then his dad, he goes, sometimes guys would laugh at my dad for working so hard. The guys he had kicked out of the hole because they're not doing the job right. Then he goes down and starts doing it. He goes, those guys will be looking down at his old bald head, working his butt off, cracking up because he was doing their work for him. I'll never forget that. And then he brings up that his dad was bald. Look at his old bald head. Dumbass old man working down there laughing at him.
I gotta know, sorry, as another aside, it looks so bad. The punk hair.
What's wrong? He's got a tuft that's here and it goes to the middle.
But then there's nothing back here. And it's all so poofy that no hair. I've never seen a man with hair like that before. Just shave it.
He blow dries it. No, it's got it there, and then he's got his original hair that's in the back. And then he combs it, and the one piece goes
original hair.
The original stuff is the back part. The front is new.
I gotcha. Okay.
That or he's just blow drying so well that he also makes it. He's got the thick mode on. He's using the thickening shampoo and the thick air flow.
Guy in the Steelers hat. Oh, yes.
Do you think he's wearing like the neon yellow on purpose to stand out? That's kind of a sad move.
You don't think he was just directing traffic outside?
I mean, that's very possible.
Or working construction with people, Leia.
Oh, he's with his dad though. That's nice.
The guy in the green shirt with the smiley face thing, he's an Elon Musk fan, no doubt about it. He's an Elon Musk guy. He's got to have the dumbest politics.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
The guy with the green shirt with the smiley face, super fan.
I don't know him.
Larry, you don't know that guy? You haven't seen that guy before?
I'm sure I'll be there tonight.
Well, when you do, just know, fucking dumbass, I bet. I'm alleging, hey, if he ever listens to it, reach out. I would love to know your politics. I want to know what you stand for. I want to know I want to know your voting record.
What do you think about tariffs?
Yeah. The green shirt guy. Larry, just Google him. WWE green shirt guy.
I'll get dirt on him.
He also have a bunch. I don't know what he does.
He's probably got a Twitter or Blue Sky. Like if he's like wears the same shirt to every show, like
his name is Scott.
That's that person.
Scott. What's up, man? Scott, I want to know.
Oh wait, no, Superfans Miles at Instagram.
His dad, he might have had a nip of cream sherry or a couple of beers now and then, but he never swore or talked bad about anybody. Never called anybody an asshole. a nip of
Got all these
cream
assholes in the
sherry.
hole.
He's just taking the abuse. He goes home. His son is not respecting him, just looking at him like, why do you let him do that to you, Dad? He's just having his nip of cream sherry. The son just give me a little peace and quiet. I remember every Friday his mom would make minute steaks for us. That was a big deal, brother. Getting a skinny little steak on Friday, that was a main event kind of deal. My mom is a tall
protein.
My mom is a tall woman, about 5 feet 8 inches in her prime. That was you ever when you're in your prime and
Her prime height.
yeah. When you're in your prime and you think this is the absolute best height. This is exactly where I want to be. I know I'm going to shrink as I get older, and being short and getting here wasn't fun, but this is it.
I did have that thought the other day, though. I was like, am I starting to get shorter?
You're out of your prime height.
I am, clearly. Way past my prime, that's for sure.
She met Dad as a teenager and into her early 20s. Before she met my dad, as a teenager into her early 20s, she was a real good dancer. She even taught it. She even taught it at some point. And then he said,
I bet she did.
I remember seeing pictures. I'm like, oh, he's just kind of reminiscing. He's like, I saw some pictures of my mom. She used to dance, I guess. Oh, anyways, put that in there. When my brother Alan became a teenager, it was cool to be a redneck. And if you were a redneck, you drank a bunch of beer and you went out and got into fights every weekend. Alan got real good at street fighting. So Alan's always getting pulled into the cops, the parents, and and it's causing family strife. It was an ongoing saga with him. There was a lot of turmoil in my house, a lot of talking to and about Alan. So Alan's that kid, and poor Hogan, the younger kid, the baby of all the children. He's thinking, why won't anybody pay attention to me? I was always talking about Alan. Poor guy.
Oh, I'm the Alan of the family. That's funny. Minus the fight.
Well, you probably had other things on your mind too, guys. Were you too busy playing cork ball and stick ball, running around with my friends?
Yeah, I had the hoop with the stick.
Yeah. It's weird that he's his age, and then Vince Russo was like, what, 10, 15 years younger than Hogan, would you say? Mm-hmm. And he had the exact same child experience where he was running around with the stick ball, doing the cork ball, running around with his friends.
In Tampa.
A what in Tampa?
Negro shoes. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Hogan's
like, yeah.
I'm not a racist. That fucking clip we played last week. No, I'm
not. So on some level, all the trouble around his brother made me uncomfortable. I didn't like the turmoil. One of the things he liked to do was with his black Tonka truck I'd gotten for Christmas. I
didn't know they made black ones. Like legit, I've always just thought they were always standard issue yellow.
Well, he would make it like he would play like he was like his dad's truck that he drove when he was laying pipe. These poor guys, this is this man's living, and because now now it's just giggling,
driving the truck, laying.
Somebody's got to lay the pipe, Not right now, no, not right now. Let's see. So his dad drove a big red one. And then so Terry loves his dad so much, and he wants to play like he's his dad, that he would use popsicle sticks for people and dig holes in the ground and make a whole construction site with that one Tonka truck. I said, did he put one stick in the hole and then 2 other sticks above the hole? And he's like, you fucking idiot. You fucking do our work.
You bald asshole.
He's like, the other stick goes home. Oh, I'm fucking bald, fucking old, fucking piece of shit. The funny thing was, okay, oh my lord, this passage. Gus, what are you doing to us? Okay, so then so he says that he played, I'm like my dad. He goes, the funny thing was, as I sat there in the dirt, I'd look for rocks of a certain size, bigger than a BB, but not as big as a dime, very specific. And when I found them, I'd stuff them up my nose. I don't know why that type of thing appealed to me. I just knew I could be happy stuffing rocks up my nose all day long.
Rocks up noses, leaves in vaginas. I mean...
Yeah.
I just knew I could be happy stuffing rocks up my nose all day long. It was like my hobby or something. I was snorting when I was reading this. I was like, what is happening? What is this paragraph? He's like, yeah, I was just playing the dirt, and I'll be like looking for like little rocks. I put them up my nose.
We're going to Tampa, and I'm talking to Paul about this.
You still do that, dude?
We might have to.
It sounds like something you didn't quit. If it's a hobby, you haven't quit. He's finding little things, and he's just sticking them up his nose.
I just do this all day.
When you're talking to Hogan, he's had something in his nose.
Yeah.
He's got something. Like a small little, what would it be? Like a little bead off of a friendship bracelet. That's going up there. That's going up there for sure.
I'll re-trigger his OCD and I'll start doing it again.
It's his little secret. He's a person with a little secret. He knows that he has a little bead up his nose.
God.
Okay, but then one night I was lying in bed. I couldn't breathe all of a sudden. His parents rushing in
your
panic.
Nasal passages are blocked.
And he's like, that's the only sad part when he was really into cocaine back in the day, possibly still now. Yes, he's like, that's the only thing that stinks.
You heard the warrior. There's days when you sit around and snort cocaine all day.
Yeah. Is Hogan just like, that's the only problem with this, is that I have to take the stuff out of my nose to do this. That's the only downside.
No, I found a 1960s Tonka Jeep Wagoneer in black.
Ooh,
okay.
Actually, not that much money. $14.
Really?
$50. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's it. We buy the Tonka truck. We bring it to Hulk Tampa.
See if it even registers.
That is the end. That is the story right there.
Wow.
Oh man.
He would be if you were like, yeah, this is for you. Like
guys.
He walks up to your table. He's like, back when I was a kid, a little Hulkster, dude, I used to play with something like that. And you're like, I know, this is for you.
I honestly think that might break him.
Yeah, you could.
It would.
His eyes will start welling up.
He'll get real red.
Because I don't think anyone's ever done anything that sentimental for him. Like,
someone cares about someone that heard you, Terry.
Brother, Tonka man.
He's got something in his nose.
We should fill it with pebbles.
Yeah. You take him to one of those gravel parking lots. They're just like, it's taking us forever to get inside. Stop. On all fours. Dude.
This one's the right size, dude.
Yeah.
No bigger than
Lord
a dime.
Almighty. Yeah, it can't be bigger than a dime. You look at one that's just slightly bigger than a dime. He's thinking, dare I? Do I try? Could be too big. Get to the surgery. So his parents rush in with the flashlight. They shine it up his nose, and they see this. They stuffed a rock up in his sinuses. That was the first inkling that got their son. That was the first. I gotta get through this sentence. That was the first inkling they got that their son was a rock stuffer.
Okay.
I was like, what? What? That's what he's calling it? Rock stuffing? I got to tell you something, Linda. Before we get married, I got to just let you know, I was and am a rock stuffer.
Recovering rock stuffer.
In fact, there's a rock up there right now. So if I ever stop breathing in bed, you gotta get the rock out.
Get the mag light out and stuff it up my nose.
and then he goes. So yeah, he goes to the hospital, he gets pulled out. But then he just moves on. He's like, I used to pick up little orange spotted caterpillars off the oleander trees, collect them in glass jars. And he fought a kid named Roger, a red-haired, freckle-faced kid. And
Irish American dude.
And he was trying to steal his caterpillars. So Hogan picked up a rock, and when he was running home, I plunked him in the back of the head. So it was a cheap shot, too. He waited for him. He turned around, completely turned around and running away. He was, okay. So he plunks him in the head with a cheap shot. And let's see what happens here. The rock split his head open, and he bled like a stuck pig.
Jesus.
But then I'd always had a strong throwing arm. So he's starting to play Little League. And when I turned 9, I became one of the few kids
He doesn't.
my age ever allowed to play in what they called the majors.
I thought he was setting up, and he doesn't talk about it. That he didn't in some interview say he played minor league baseball and had a shot at the pros.
I'm sure you guys are going to have to be the Hogan lie
That's what I thought he was setting up for, but then he never comes back to the baseball thing. I think he just said that to one up Savage, to be honest with you.
I was just thinking that, yep. That's definitely like, I could have done it, but I was just too handsome.
Well, he does do the thing of, he goes, well, here's the problem. He's always pretty good at baseball. Here's the problem. I was fat and really slow. And this is where he starts really hammering on his weight, and that becomes a thing you put up with. Hogan is very self-hating, and we're only 10 pages in. He hates that he's bald, and he hates that his dad was bald.
Well,
He used it as that bald-headed.
the bald thing's silly, but he is a fucking giant in those kid pictures. So I'm sure he was
a fat guy.
You know,
yeah,
that would have been awesome. Like Hulk in the majors is just like a big, like Santos Escobar or
that noggin, which
Fielder type.
He's got a huge head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you imagine that hair on a baseball field,
dude. And that's why he likes baseball, because he can put a hat over his head. And let me tell you, brother, it didn't take a genius to figure out why I was fat. Even when I was really young, I was a serious candy-holic. His favorite, Baby Ruth candy bars.
freak.
And then I was like, oh, you can tell he does like candy. They used to make them real big, like about 6 or 9 inches long. What are you doing with this, Baby Ruth? Have you ever thought about the size of a candy bar?
I do. They were never 9 inches long. I don't know what he's talking about. I actually found old Baby Ruths that were like 2 inches. So I don't know what he's.
Larry's licking Hogan is licking his lips, and he's going, Linda, remember those big 9-inch long Baby Ruths? I'd buy 2 or 3 of them at a shot and shove them down my throat, one after the other. I wrote stop.
Rocks up the nose, Ruths down the throat.
What was that story? Was that an Al Snow's book where someone hits someone else in the head with a frozen
candy bar?
Yeah, candy bar, and it split him open.
Yeah, something like that. And we called foul. We called foul. Yeah. Larry, what I want you to do is go to your wife and go, hey, next time you're at the store, can you grab some Snickers or like some candy bars? And she's like, oh, she's like, okay. Yeah, I want to shove them down my throat one after the other. I just feel like candy. I
gotta throat it.
Give me make sure it's the 9-inch.
Yeah,
because that baby, going down my throat.
All right, we're including Baby Roos in our Tonka package for Terry. I really just want to make him a gift basket of like all these. Like, I just want to see him break.
And he's like, "Oh, you even put a skewer through." I tried to do math in my head. 4 of them. Oh man, you put a skewer through 4 of them. That's like 8 inches.
Hawk's not a fan of shrinkflation. His candy bars are small.
Imagine a little 2-inch, like you were saying, a little kid size candy bar sitting in his hand, and he's just staring at it like. Used to be better. Used to be like 4 of these things.
You think he eats it in the back, or do you think he's just going to tear it up in front of us and just right down the gullet?
Well, I think it's like the way he's talking about it. Yeah, he pops the 2-incher into his mouth, swallows, and he's like, "It's just a swallow. It's not even like back when I used to shove them down my throat." We're talking 6 to 9 inches, like 3 of them. Yeah, we're talking 15 feet here. At Ballast Point Elementary School, we had a football field. His physics teacher was real strong, but had a short leg and would walk funny. What a character this guy is.
I'm trying to think of like weird, like would I include like my weird elementary school janitor in my book? Like,
well, I was so fat. You know, he'd have the kids running back and forth on the football field. He'd tell Terry to walk all the way down, and then when all the kids get to him, then start running back with them. Okay? Or something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's the idea. I was so fat, he would put me at the far goal post, and he just had me run the one way.
He wasn't that fat. Now he's just being silly.
And then the other 50 kids would still beat me. What an embarrassing thing for this poor teacher to do to Terry. All right. This fatso over here. Hey. Look, we all know you're just so slow. So if you could, and we'll wait. If you could, please walk.
Walk 100 yards.
There you go. All right. Blows the whistle.
Jim story. I kayfabed a ankle injury like halfway into running the mile because I was just embarrassed by how slow I was going. I'm like, I gotta salvage this, and I took a dive.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was rough.
Well, yeah, at least your teacher didn't go, okay, now he's over there, blow the whistle, and don't run until they get to you. And then he's still losing. Everyone's pointing and laughing. I looked, nobody wanted on their, so then he goes, I was always picked last in games. Nobody wanted a kid on their team who looked like the Goodyear blimp. Jesus. Oh, Terry.
Come on, you got the good arm, man. You're tall. Like, he's...
Yeah.
Wow, this
is they'd also, yeah, he's a.
This might be worse than Flair in terms of insecurity. This is something.
You know, they'd have school dances, and he was never picked to dance. No, they never wanted to dance with me. That's in italics. They dance with just about anybody but me. And then there was a girl named Sarah with glasses and curly blonde hair. This is in first grade. He sits down, little first grade, so 5, 6 years old. Sits down, and looks at Sarah with glasses, curly, and she says, "Has your head always been that big?" My head was huge, all right. Probably the same size that it is now. That is such an unfortunate look. There was a neighborhood bully, Butch, who teased me about the size of my head every chance he got. I said, Terry's painted this picture of a fat, huge-headed, like steroid, Goodyear like headed, and he's got rocks up his nose. What a winner he's painting himself with his little jar of caterpillars in his hand. It's just a gigantic head staring at you with a dumb face, mouth hanging open. But she didn't get the last laugh. She had a sweater tied around her waist that she was really proud of. And that first day of school, Sarah ended up peeing in her pants and peed all over her sweater. I figured it was her punishment for being mean to me. I was like, by who? God? Also, but like,
why are you holding on to this first grade grudge?
do we think it happened?
No.
If it didn't
No.
happen, why is he making it up? Why invent this like karmic retribution on somebody that possibly made fun of his? You know, he's talking about people used to make fun of my big gigantic head. Well, guess what? That person pissed all over themselves, and it was their favorite sweater. Do you think favorite pants would have been stupid?
What
She had pants there. She was really
5-year-old has a favorite sweater.
Yeah, that's.
She was proud of it. It wasn't her favorite. She just was very proud of it. It made her look good and made her feel good. Very confident. She's proud of it, I guess. One of those, one thing he was good at, even if he was a fat kid with a big head, he puts that. Even one of those ways was bowling. And this is true. From what I could find, this is true. He bowled with a kid named Vic Pettit, who would later become a professional bowler, and they were the Florida State double champions. I don't know about the 5 years in a row, but he did win a doubles title with this young, when they were youth, when they were kids.
1966. Good find.
So then he talks about how he used to use the adult bowls, the 16-pound bowls. Usually adults only use those. I was a big kid and I was able to handle it. So Vic's parents eventually they bought the bowling alley, and when his friend buys the bowling alley, and it's clear, I guess, that he's alluding that this is going to become Vic's life, and he's right there with Vic. Unfortunately, that was about the time I lost interest in bowling. Got caught up in other things. Good timing, huh? Okay. Could have been a bowler. Played baseball, and they have a picture of him. And boy, howdy, I wrote, that's a huge head. I was like, this kid is definitely that kid that probably was getting no respect. Just absolutely getting disrespected every day. And,
God. Sorry, Bubba Ray.
And my brother and I used to call kids that looked like young Terry here. We would still kind of look at each other and go, looks like it hurts to be him. It just sucks. Like, he wakes up and he's got that fucking mug staring at his fucking back at him. Just, you just don't, you almost have like pity. Probably. So he says, I like baseball and all this, and probably would have made a go at it. Yeah, if I hadn't gotten hurt. So he throws the ball, and it turned out I had broken something. Of course, there was another sport that he loved. It was wrestling, and it was Dusty Rhodes. And if he wasn't on the TV, Hogan would be really pissed. I'd start stomping around the house and cussing under my breath. Yeah, remember that?
Dusty?
Imagine that kid. Imagine the kid here stomping around.
I just picture him doing the Hulk up. He's rubbing his, pumping his shoulders. Where's Dusty?
He's kind of coming off a little. What does our friend Steve call it? He's coming off a little exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
He's this big
head, stuffed rocks.
Yeah, this guy's nose. He's stomping around the living room, going, "Frickin', no, Dusty."
You think they have to lock the refrigerator?
Oh, no doubt.
He's getting into the ground beef again. We need that for the minute steaks. Okay. What in the world? Okay. I lost the internet. Completely everything was shut down. Boop, boop.
Yeah, you're fine.
But there's a photo of him from like 72 where he's got bad hair.
Yeah. I mean, well, who you fooling, Stevie?
And then, he was mad about the Sopranos movie. Because in his mind, Silvio wasn't wearing a wig. And he didn't want to be portrayed as bald.
Oh, no. He took that. They're like, they changed the lore on me. I would have never had. The Silvio lore has been disrupted. Then now you have to, anybody that watches the show now, you have to watch it with all Silvio in the context that this is a very insecure man wearing a wig. And he chose that pompadour thing. He's like, that's what'll do it. Yes, my natural brown hair. Clunk like a helmet. So where were we? I lost the internet. We abruptly stopped. We were just talking about Dusty Rhodes. He's stomping around. He had other heroes, and he just is like, I don't know. This is like from like, I don't even. Why is this in here? Of course, I had other heroes, other than Dusty Rhodes.
He's painting the picture of the time.
He is, yes. He's going, then what was popular in the Cincinnati Reds, So yeah, like Pete Rose, Johnny Bench. He likes them all. He likes Mickey Mantle. He likes Roger Maris. He loves Yogi Berra, Joe Pepitone. Okay, he's all of Pete Rose, but it's Johnny Bench. But you know what, Dusty Rhodes, he really liked him, and this is how he describes Dusty Rhodes. He was a white guy, but he talked like a black guy, and it worked.
That's it.
And it worked for him. Mm-hmm. Some guys it doesn't work for. For him, it worked.
It doesn't work for Hulk.
Yes. Brother, I could never get away with talking like a black guy. Brother, how do you do it?
I thought I had a pass, man.
That's what you want to. I know this is 2003. I think I would still ask. Even in 2003, I would say, "What does a black guy sound like to you?" Do your impersonation of a black guy. Okay. If you're like Dusty, you're
off the record,
black guy, right?
Off the record. Off the record.
Oh, but you know what's funny, and I'm sure it's been pointed out, this isn't like a smart observation, but all that like Snoop Dogg talk is just Carney.
Oh yeah, for shizzle.
Yeah.
Right? Hogan must have been so perplexed. Well, Hogan must have been so perplexed when he heard it. He was like, "They know."
They doing the soft handshake too.
You guys see that? Hey, Killer Mike was at the NXT show, and sort of reminded him of the old NWA.
Killer.
God, Run the Jewels being used in a TurboTax commercial. That's how I know it's all fucking over, man. They've got us so bad.
I saw the Killer Mike liked the WWE or something like that. And great politics on that guy. But
goes down, yeah, big time. God, just the racial aspects of it. The fuck. I mean, he's an aware guy. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Well, that dude is such a fucking charlatan. It's not even.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, he's. I don't know if he got concussed or what, or somebody like leveraged him, but he's sold out.
Because I watched that show where he was like trying to only buy from black businesses and talking to Bernie, and I was in on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's like cozying up to the NRA and like. Yeah, he's a charlatan.
Well, there's another Charlotte, Eddie Graham. Look what I'm doing here. There's Eddie Graham. I didn't know he was a promoter at the time. Of course. And when you were a child, you didn't know Eddie Graham was the promoter. But he was one of his heroes in Florida. Dusty Rhodes and Eddie Graham. The bad guys came through the armory like a revolving door. Ox Baker, Peck Song, the Giant Korean, the Missouri Mauler, the Assassins, Joe LeDuc.
Yep. Wow. I would have bet money you'd have butchered that on purpose.
Yeah, you nailed it. There is Joe LeDuc.
Joss LeDuc. There. Crusher.
God, Giant Korean was fucking tall.
And he says every bad guy monster showed up. They were all big men, 300 pounds and hairy as hell. Were they bald? Let's see. There was a guy working the box office window. Man, by an old timer named Charlie Lay. Charlie's giving the wrestlers. He's still just a fan, but he starts going into the explanation of how the sportatorium worked. Let's see. Bleachers. He goes through it all. There's the bleachers. It gets up to 100 degrees in Florida. Gordon Soley's down there. I purposely set my schedule so after lunch I would have phys ed, a shop class, and then the study hall. Nothing classes. I
Time
could
out.
blow off. Yeah, what?
There is a man in the crowd with a Kathy Kelly sign.
Arrest that man. That's fucked up.
What happened?
You should not be making signs for Kathy Kelly. Like, that's concerning.
I couldn't let this. He's just holding it up nonstop. What are we doing? What is on his hard drive? Can he be this close to her?
Look, he's in her replies on all of her social media. He's the guy going like, what are those?
I'll see you in India, Kathy.
A reply guy, he's got heart emoji eyes, and he's going, "Wow, stunning as always, Kathy. Wow, really made my morning great." What are they like?
Yeah.
My day's looking up now. Thanks for that. Hope you're having a good time in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, creepily knowing where she's at.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hope you had a lot of fun in Chicago.
We're supposed to believe this company has changed with Bubba fucking Dudley on the pre-show panel.
God, he's so sad.
Imagine him wandering around the back, right? He's wandering around the back, and he's walking up to your young wrestler, and he's like, "Heat.
You gotta tell the mother to suck your dick.
She's a whore. She's a whore. You're a whore.
Did you teach your daughter to suck cock?"
Again, my favorite Meltzer line ever when he said that, like, TNA era Bubba looked like the guy 20 years out of high school who never left town and still talks about high school football.
Yeah, tell that.
Oh look, look, Hogan, another Bubba connection.
I miss Dave having teeth.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were serious for a minute. Like I was like, those are chompers are fake.
They're herbs. He inherited them. Just put Dad's teeth in his mouth. I miss you, Papa.
Oh no.
Dave would be that guy. He gets his dad's stitches.
There's a funny story about these. So in Stanford, 1950,
takes him out while he's talking to him.
Oh, that'd be gross. Dave babbling, but with no teeth.
My dad. Originally, these were made by my dad.
So anyway, he died in Palo Alto, and
so Hogan has his classes set up. He says that he has 3. What was it? Phys ed shop class in the study hall. I would blow those off to go see the wrestlers. Then at about 2 o'clock when the matches were over, I'd haul my ass back to Robinson High School and park my car without anybody noticing.
They're having noon cars?
That's why I was like, what's happening? The cars are happening during the day, or he's going to school on the weekends, or...
He says it, maybe.
I was like, he's an older, he's like a college-aged kid now. It's tough because he just starts rambling through different, he's kind of back, he's forward. But then, why is he's going back to school and park my car? So it's like high school. It's like Robinson High School. And we know something about Robinson High School. Do you remember?
We do, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Here it is, Steve Kieran. Look at this. He's allowed to wrestle. There was a kid sitting when he was wrestling. Tall, muscular, long-haired blonde guy. It was Terry Bollea. He and I attended the same junior high and high school, but he was 2 years younger than me. He was playing Tampa's clubs, Ruckus. That was his band. He walks up to him on the beach, Steve on the beach. He goes, "Hey, Steve, how do you get into wrestling?" "Man, I don't know," I told him. "By the way, you don't want to do this. I only make $40 a night. I have to pay for my own gas. You're a bass guitar player in a band. Stay in the band. There's no money in this." All right. Remember all that when he starts talking about pay and this and that. And why
that part, yeah.
And why he was doing certain things. Remember, Steve recalls it that he's like, "You don't have to be poor Don't do this. I never imagined to become a wrestler. I knew my physical limitations. It was so flat I couldn't outrun anybody, I was so fat I couldn't outrun anybody or climb a rope. How could I ever get into a ring and wrestle? What in the world? I wrote Terry watching a parade of fat guys.
There's Dusty Rhodes and there is no way.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Terry's watching a parade of fat guys in front of him, and he's going, I could never. They would never allow my kind. Look at me.
They're going to ask me to climb a rope, and I'm not going to be able to do it.
Fucking fat and fucking bald. Look at this fucking head on
God,
me.
look at this big fucking head.
God damn it. Fucking has all these hats that just do not fit. He puts them, tries them on. His God damn it, fucking thing.
God, I could use a Baby Ruth.
Yeah. Mom, give me the candy. I never imagined I'd become a wrestler. Okay, yes. I was drawn to it like a hunk of iron to a giant magnet. There you go. Is that Michael Jan or is that Hogan? Brother, I was drawn to wrestling like a giant magnet, right? And then like an equally giant hunk of ore. Or he's like, why would the magnet need to be giant? Because of the ore. The ore hunk is like this, Terry. If you want to do chapter 3, or do you want to just?
We call it there. We got 10 minutes. Go get some snacks.
We're gonna watch the
pizza
Rumble.
by Red Baron.
Oh, I've got one of those in the fridge too.
We're not watching the Rumble because we're mutants. We're watching.
We got a post on Reddit what we're getting for snacks. I've already seen posts about Royal
Rumble.
No. I want to take a picture and put it up on Blue Sky.
Those Red Baron French bread pizzas, though. A+.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Okay.